Everyone, it's Marla Copal, the Vitality Mentor. And I'm using a new system today, so I'm hoping that I get everything going the way I'd like to have it going. So, Marla Copal, and I am the founder of the Vitality Project. And you'll say, what's the Vitality Project? Well, let me pick up my notes. They just fell on the floor. So, one of the things that I hope to do with all of you is to enlighten you on ways that you can live long and die short. So let me back up. My mission is to help millions, whoever that is, optimize brain function. And there are some ways I'm working with a larger team on that, and I feel really glad to be a part of it. In fact, their mission is to help billions. But I want to help millions. I'll just stop right there. And to live long and die short, but with optimized brain function. Everything's fully on, fully playing, and there is no way that you are operating in a diminished capacity. So, what does that mean? So, let's break it down. To live long and die short means that you compress your dealing with your dying situation that comes on. Compress your decline. That's what I should have said. So compress your decline. Well, what does that mean you have to do? Well, it means you may have to stop paying attention to all of those medication ads that you see on TV. You may have to quit buying into the fact that you are old. Age does not mean old at all. And then you want to shift your expectations, like shift your expectations around what it is that you could absolutely do to support yourself, to absolutely not go into decline until, whoops, it's time to go. And you're looking at a few weeks, a day, a moment, and it's doable. I'm the walking experiment. I'm not dead yet. Somebody the other day, they were making a joke about how as children we used to say that we were 5 1/4 or 6 1/4. And I said, well, I'm 71 1/4. Yet I expect to probably go another 30 or more because this is an adventure for me. So let's talk about what the Vitality Project is. So first of all, the one I said is let's compress the decline. Let's live long, die short. 2 is let's tell everybody what infectious enthusiasm is. That means you're in a space and others need your energy or they love your energy and you're all constantly invited. So it's not forced. It just comes because you have a joie de vivre coming out of your heart, coming out of your cells. It's just who you are. So when you live with enthusiasm, you'll laugh out loud. You'll be in the car and you'll hear something funny on the radio and you'll laugh out loud. And then you just might turn and smile at the driver who's driving by. Sometimes I take great joy in just sitting at a stoplight and turning around and smiling to the person on my right or left. And we all know we love to wave to children in the cars. If they're in the front, if they're in the car in front of us, facing backwards, we'll wave. And if you're not waving, then please think of some way to bring some fun into your life because there's nothing more joyful than children who will smile back. And you can create that smile from ear to ear on your face. So the additional thing is you have to practice enthusiasm a little bit, but I think it comes, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So then fascination. Fascination is the third piece to this project. When was the last time you were fascinated? You were awed by something. You were wowed. So think of children. Have you ever just watched children in the restaurant and they're sitting there and there's little food bits on their table and they squish the carrot and they mush the potatoes and they pick up a pea and squeeze it and it squirts across the table. They do things. Now, what are they doing? Somebody can just sit there and go, oh my God, somebody's letting their child be messy. Well, I go, oh, how wonderful. The child is exploring. They're feeling the texture. They're understanding what's there. Are they thinking nutrition? No, they don't even have that skill level yet. They go on hunger. So let them have their fun. And sometimes we get too fussy and we think that we shut down exploration. Well, let's open up ours. No matter how old you are, what is it that you have not yet explored? So we all know the story about Grandma Moses. And at 78, she started painting. And then she became a success. It didn't happen overnight, but she tried something new. She was fascinated with how she could put things on a canvas and tell a story. So, what story are you not telling? What story do you want to start telling? What skill do you want to include in your life? So, I'm going to give one other example and then I'm going to go into a little further detail here. But at my age, I have a number of people that like to do business with me. And I train them and coach them on how to help others with their brain health. But they get very frustrated with the fact that everything nowadays is done on computers. We have websites, we have Facebook to communicate, we have emails, and they're comfortable with maybe one of those processes. And they don't have the exploratory, I'll call it gene, or they've just put the exploratory book on the shelf for so long that they don't know how to activate it. And so they talk to me about, I can't learn this. And I'm going to challenge anybody who's ever heard themselves say that to not do that, because that's an issue. Now, in 1984, I had to put my company on computers, and no software program was designed, and we didn't know the hardware. So I constantly had to work with software and hardware people to create a program, an accounting program for me to manage multiple trust accounts. Did I know what I was doing? No. But did I know how to ask questions? Oh, sure. I knew how to ask questions all the time. And then I found gaps in their program, and they point fingers at each other like this, like it was his problem, it's his problem. And I never let him get away with that. I brought him in, we sat down at the same table, and I said, okay, it's our problem. Now, where's the answer? And I helped them quit blaming one another and find the gaps in the system. Well, you just have to be adventurous enough to find the gap in your own system. So where are the gaps in your life about your expectations? Did you get to a certain age in your life and say, well, I can't do anymore? Did you get to an age in your life and go, oh, this is all that there is? Did you get to an age of your life where you thought, okay, this is taking me down, and I just don't know what else to do? Well, I have to tell you, I've been there. And I met a delightful woman yesterday who focuses on nutrition and other activities. And she has regrouped her health over and over and over again. So I'm connected to some pretty inventive, creative, knowledgeable people, all of them that can help each of us create a better life so that we can live long and die short. We can manage our decline. Now, where does decline start? I think it starts up here with an attitude. But I also think that it can happen with brain injury. So I had brain injuries in 2012 that by 2012, it was really hard to do my job, or by later in 2012. And then early 2013, it was like, oh, this is like my brain fog, my inability to draw upon patients that I knew I had buckets loads of, my inability to be as resilient mentally as I like to be. They were challenged. So I left my employment saying, I'm going to make up whatever it is I do next, but I'm also going to get healthy. And I explored brain health. I found a process that worked for me called low energy neurofeedback. I used that to help myself. These were 2 prefrontal cortex injuries. So what does that mean? It means that it brings down your ability for executive functioning, good decision making, the ability to act now versus later. So some of those things were really important to me. They've been critical in my job, but they weren't available to me now. So I did not accept brain fog as my 65-year-old issue, and that must be all that there is. I said, I want my more back. I know who I am. I have enthusiasm. I am still fascinated by people. I'm fascinated by how people learn, because I see people pick up skills all the time, and it's like, oh, how did they get there? And sometimes it feels like they got there in a very intuitive process. And I wanted all of that back for myself. So the Vitality Project, let's get back on that really quickly. And I won't spend any more of your time, but I'm going to be on live YouTube, the Vitality Mentor channel, every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. So very quickly, people always ask when you start a project like this and you're a speaker, they say, hey, who's your audience? You know, my audience is anybody who isn't living fully. My second audience are those who think they're already a senior, whether they be 40 or 50, and they're fearful of making a change out of a job, or they're fearful of learning something new, or they're fearful of fulfilling this passion that they've had all their life to become an artist, to become a graphic artist, to become a blogger, to become a video producer on YouTube, whatever it might be. Then I'm here to say that vitality is infectious enthusiasm. Start now, and if you need a catalyst, I'll be your catalyst. So I talk to anybody, anytime, and I love talking to children because you know what? They don't hold back. They don't have a filter. And those filters, or lack of filters, can teach you so much. So I'm going to challenge you to be fascinated with children, or fascinated with a painting, or fascinated with something. I want you to feel how it feels. I want you to find 5 new words to describe that feeling. And I want you to laugh out loud. Do you know children laugh out loud 300 to 400 times a day? And we as adults might make it for 15 times. What do you think that has to do with our vitality? Not enough, huh? So I'm going to challenge you all to do 30 laughs in a day, minimum. And I don't expect you to get back to 300 because you're going to have to work hard to get that tickle factor going in your body. So I'd like you to all subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'd also like you to go on Facebook and join my Vitality Project. So the Facebook page is called Creating Infectious Enthusiasm, the Vitality Project. We're going to learn more about how you can help with the Vitality Project when I'm on again next Wednesday at 10:30 Mountain Time. I need to qualify that. I'm on at 10:30 Mountain Time. Again, my name is Marla Kopal. I am the self-designated Vitality Mentor, and I have been for 5 years. I'm just starting to spread the word more broadly. And I hope you share this with your friends. And if you have parents that you're concerned about in their aging process, I want you to turn them on to this channel, because I'm going to be giving some points of view from having had many 90-year-olds in my family that I've supported to their quality end. And I want to share with you how you can all live with infectious enthusiasm until you're just poof out. Marla Kopal, the Vitality Mentor, and the Vitality Project. See you soon.